ladies, back on again, second time today. I've quickly come on because I wanted to share something with you. Now you see my desk is full of all kinds. But I just wanted to explain a few things. As you all know, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Now I had an email from a lady who asked me how I could sit there and sell products for a company at catalogue price when I buy everything myself, either second hand or in sales or what have you. Well, I just want to clear this up from the get-go sort of thing. Stampin' Up do a wide variety of products. I'm just going to move these so you can see my catalogue. And as an independent demonstrator, we are allowed to pre-order out of each catalogue. I think it's for about a month before it's released to you, being the general public. Now, we've just had the launch not so long ago of the holiday catalogue. Okay, and just to prove a point, I've got a stamp set here, petals, Paisley and Posies. Okay, and they are photopolymer stamps, and you use them with clear stamping blocks. Now, in the holiday catalogue, there is that stamp set. Now, I got mine 2 weeks ago. This catalogue has been out since the 1st of September. And the stamp set in the catalogue is £19 just for the stamp set. Okay, but you look at how much you get in that stamp set, and they are exceptional quality. And another thing, when we talk about a sweet, we don't mean something you can eat. What we mean is a sweet, I've got no room to show you the whole page, means that everything on these 2 pages you can buy, and they all coordinate with everything. The paper stack coordinates with the card stack, the stamps coordinate with the paper, the ribbons coordinate with the paper and the card. There's an embossing folder, a textured embossing folder, and that coordinates with the stamp set. Over on this side, just here, there's framelits, and they coordinate with them stamps so that you can stamp them and cut them out. So yeah, there's the photopolymer stamp sets. There's 18 stamps in that for £19. So they're just over £1 each. And the big stamps. Okay. We also do, I'm just trying to find some. This is another stamp set out of the holiday catalogue. Okay, and these are red rubber stamps, and they come with a foam back. Okay, the photopolymer, for your best result, not that I've ever had a bad result even when I haven't used the mat, you can use a stamping mat under the photopolymer, but I've never really had to use my stamping mat using any of the stamps. These ones, the red rubber ones, you don't have to use a stamping mat. Okay, they all come in these lovely containers so that they can be stored on your bookcase quite easily. You can also buy, you can just see one just there, the wood mounted stamps, and they come pre-mounted on the wood block. The only thing you have to do, if you want to, as a reference, is put the sticker on the back of the wood mounted block. And they come in a case as well. That one that I've just showed you, the bells, seasonal bells. Oh yeah, there's another one. There's the Sweet Home stamp set. And there's my Sweet Home stamp set. Again, that I bought about 3 weeks ago. So no, I do not buy sale stock. I do not buy second-hand stock. And that's another thing. Stampin' Up is that well known, and well known for its quality, that if you invest in stamp sets or punches, I mean, look at their punches, it's all metal, and they're a hefty weight as well, and 9 times out of 10 you would use your palm to punch through, and they don't lose the value. More often than not, you can check online with the likes of eBay, and demonstrators that are no longer demonstrating will often sell their second-hand stock, and if you go and have a look, you will struggle to find any of them going for the prices that are in the catalogue, either of the catalogues, because they hold the value, if not more value, because they're that well known for their quality. You can also purchase, it's not all about the stamps, this is a stampin' scrub. Now this cleans and conditions your stamps, and it goes along with the stampin' mist, and what happens is you wet one side and keep the other side dry. You scrub your stamp on there and dry it on there, and this conditions your stamps. It's cleaner and conditioner these stamps, because photopolymer stamps, after a certain amount of time, they will discolour. I know, I was an avid stamper. They will discolour and they do dry out. So yeah, that helps keep your stamps in top tip condition. We also sell inks. Okay, now this ink pad is £6, and I know because I've bought a stack of them. And they're absolutely fantastic to work with, especially if you're using the bigger stamps. I'm not saying that other stamping pads are not as good as quality. What I'm saying is that everything Stampin' Up produces, they produce to a high standard. They also do the Stampin' Right markers, and if I just get one of these out, let me get a dark colour so you can see properly. You will find on that end, on one end, they have a very fine detail nib, and on the other end is a brush nib, and you can use them on your stamps if you can't afford the ink pads separately. You just rub the brush over sideways on your stamp, huff on it, and then stamp with it, and I've done that as well, so I know it works. And again, getting back to the catalogues, I own now, I would say, most of the stamp sets in the catalogue since I joined Stampin' Up. and I'm just trying to find for you now. They do embellishments. They're paper stacks. This is my catalogue, so you can see I've wrote all over it. Most of them are double-sided, as you can see, all double-sided. The speciality paper, which this one is a speciality paper up here. 2 pieces of that speciality paper, I think it's actually them 2 where my fingers are foiled. And they're the only 2 pieces that you will get in that pack that are not double-sided. The rest of the pack is double-sided. They also do speciality designer series paper, which is either embossed and you can go over it with your ink, or it has like an ink resist on it in different designs, and you go over it with your ink and then wipe it with cloth and it doesn't stick on the design, which is fantastic. And they're all 12 by 12s, by the way. They're not 6 by 6s, they're all 12 by 12. These 6 by 6 stacks come in stacks of 48 sheets, and they're all double-sided. And you can also get the coordinating cardstock. Okay. They also do dazzling diamonds. Don't know whether you can make that out there, which it's glittered paper. They also do vellum. They also do window sheets, which you may as acetate. So yeah, I started Stampin' Up because I'm friends with a lady who, I'm trying to find you another sweet, who joined Stampin' Up about a month or so before me. There's another sweet. Okay, so you get your designer paper, you get your washi roll, you can get your matching dies and your stamps and baker's twine, and that makes your job so much easier, because you don't have to run into one store for such and such a paper, run into another store because you wanted matching cardstock and they didn't have it. Then you have to go to another store because you got the paper and the cardstock from 2 different stores, but they didn't have stamps. It's all there for you, which makes your job a hell of a lot easier. So getting back to what I was saying, I joined Stampin' Up because of my friend. My friend joined a month before me, and I was humming and hawing because I'd given up stamping a long time ago, because my health just wouldn't let me do it. I couldn't hold the blocks, to be honest with you, because I found that other companies out there, their blocks are getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and I just cannot grip them. These are Stampin' Up's blocks here, and I can tell you I'm waiting to order mine. I'm going to order the complete set, but they're about that thick, and that's how I know I need them, and it will make my job 10 times easier if I have them. Yeah, so she joined, so I was humming and hawing with her questions backwards and forwards, until in the end I wanted to back her up in her journey, so I joined. And I've just been promoted now to Bronze Elite, and it's commission based, but it's fantastic because the rewards you get as a demonstrator, you couldn't beat them. It's a win-win situation, do you know what I mean? You know you're selling a quality product, you know, because you're working with exactly the same product as you're promoting. I couldn't sit here, like, don't get me wrong, I have bought bits and bobs. Let me just show you. Like this was on the clearance rack, okay, which meant it was last year's Christmas ribbon. Now, I bought this because I will use that in my own personal use, for my own personal projects that I want to use it for. I would not sit here and dream of making a product, well, get my teeth in, I've not had enough coffee, making a product to share with you, knowing that you could no longer get hold of this ribbon anymore. I just wouldn't do it. Same with the stamp sets. I have loads. They're all on the shelf in front of me. But if you go through all my stamp sets, you won't find, tell a lie, you will find 2 stamp sets that I bought a long time ago, before I even joined Stampin' Up. So yeah, I wanted to back my friend up, and I've never looked back, because their quality of their products, you just couldn't beat them. I'm sorry, but you just couldn't. Yeah, you could go to a pound shop or, you know, a craft shop and buy stuff in the sales, but the stuff in your set that you get in the sales are either end of stock lines or retired stock. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't buy in the sales retiring stock and then sit here and produce something and say to you, you know, this is what you need to buy if you want to reproduce this item I've just made, because you wouldn't be able to buy it. As simple as that. This is another one. This is our fine tip glue. Now I don't know whether the camera is picking that up. It has a needle that goes in the nozzle. To stop the nozzle from clogging up. Now this is a recent product that Stampin' Up have only just, well, not long brought out, and it's there in the catalogue. Do you know what I mean? The Fast Fuse is another one. It's a tape runner, and they've not long brought this out as well, and it is stickier than sticky, I can tell you. And you don't have to keep buying the whole thing. You'd actually buy refills, so you can buy the refills for it. So yeah, I hope the lady in question who messaged me about inferior products and how I can sit here and promote their products and whatnot, I hope I've answered a few of your questions, and put your mind at rest. There's all the colourways that you can buy. Your inks, let me see, you can buy 12 by 12 cardstock, A4 cardstock, designer series paper, classic stamping pads, which is them ones, classic stamping refills, which you use to refill them, and Stampin' Right markers, and that's in every single colourway throughout the whole catalogue. Do you know what I mean? Where else would you be able to go to one shop and pick everything up that matches everything else? So I hope I've put the record straight on a couple of things there, and I've touched on a couple of things that was mentioned in this snotogram that I got. And Stampin' Up are more than happy if you do receive a product, and let's just, that happens. Right, I don't advise you to do that, but that's my personal property, so I can do what I like with it. I bought it. You have the right to send that back with that and say, look, every time I try and punch them snowflakes out, that button flies off. I want my money back. They will quite happily refund you that money. Even though it's your fault because you have it down here instead of up there when you're punching, they will quite happily refund you that money. I've gone and put the button in the wrong way. So yeah. If anybody has ever bought anything off me through my Stampin' Up webpage and are not happy with what they've purchased, as you know, you can get in touch with me and I will quite happily send it back for you. Not a problem, not an issue. But I can guarantee you that is very few and far between. Every one of my customers that has bought off me and has received Stampin' Up products, they've come back to me again and again and again. They wouldn't do that if their products weren't up to scratch. Okay, ladies, that's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to bid you a brilliant afternoon. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care for now. Bye.